everybody, and welcome back for today's video of DIY investing. Now for today's video, I just wanted to keep things sweet and simple by giving you guys an overall market update. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at two altcoins, being Ethereum and Litecoin, to really just kind of give you guys an overall picture of what the market is giving us. This is a perspective with Bitcoin, as well as taking a perspective of two of the top market cap altcoins, because they're going to really be able to paint the story for what's happening with the altcoin market as a whole. So to start off this video, we're going to be taking a look at a couple zones that I have drawn. Now the first zone is going to be my resistance level at 11,500. If you guys have been following me for a little bit, you'll know that this has been my resistance zone since back down in here in this green candle. And really what I was watching out for was, as long as price held below resistance at 11,500, I was going to be bearish, and as long as price held above that resistance level 11,500, I was going to be bullish. But this resistance level has held us. We've had a few different attempts, about 3 or 4 attempts to break up and out of this resistance level, but the bears are very strong and they continue to knock us down lower. And so we're at a point now where we're just kind of watching to see what's going to happen with this market. We have had a nice impulsive move back up to this resistance, and we're starting to kind of sell off from that resistance once again. But if we can hold support and continue to go up, then that's going to look a lot more bullish. But until we do break this resistance level at 11,500, I am naturally bearish. Now, if we dive into a shorter time frame, I'll give you guys my analysis with that. Really, there's a couple things I'm watching out for. Like I said, I'm not going to be bullish until we can really hold support above 11.5 and continue to go up higher in the cycle. And until we break above that level, then I'm going to be bearish. But we are getting some nice price action here. From these lows at about 9,500, we bounced all the way back up to 12,350. And so we did get a nice short-term impulse. Now what I'm watching on the short term is if we can hold support right about here, at about 10,800 approximately. As long as we hold support above here and we don't break lower, then there's really no reason to suspect we're going to go for another lower low. And I think it would be more likely that we start to go back and reclaim this resistance of 11,500. But if we do break back within market structure of this first higher low that we saw here, that takes us, like I said, 10,800, then that would make me expect to think that we're going to go see another lower low to come. But we're going to have to watch and see really what the market gives us. As of right now, we're kind of just hugging this resistance level that we have here. We have descending resistance. We have managed to get a short-term relief back up into some of these resistance levels horizontally. But like I said, we're going to have to watch and see really what the market's going to give us. But looking at this and looking at the current price action, I think that it's likely that Bitcoin is going to break out soon. As long as we hold support basically where we're at, I don't really expect us to have more downside. With us dropping like we did, we were already at about a 35% retrace, 33%, and that was really what I was looking out for. I was looking for anything from a 30 to a 40% retrace, and the fact that we got mid-30s shows that this correction is really, because we've hit mid-30s, that shows that this correction very much so can be done at this point. And it looks as if it could be exhausted, because really all I was looking out for my lowest targets was 40%. And so the fact we're about 7% off of that really doesn't make me think that it's likely that we're going to drop all the way down to that 40% mark when we've already got a relief rally that took us back up to 12,340. So that's what I'm going to be watching out for with Bitcoin. Overall, things are looking good with this market. We're going to have a couple more days of consolidation and really decide what the market's going to give us from there. Now next, we're going to be taking a look at the number 2 market cap altcoin, which is Ethereum. Now Ethereum, really, it didn't make a sizable impulse with Bitcoin's rally from 3,200 up to 14K. It was kind of held back. We've had a little bit of slow uptrend, but really nothing very impulsive. I think it surprised a lot of people considering the fact how hard we did drop when this market fell. I think we fell like 95%. Yeah, about 95%, 94% down from all-time high. And so a lot of people were expecting a significant relief rally to come, but we really only hit about 360 bucks, which was just this resistance that we saw here. And so really what this looks like to me is it has the potential for a bearish retrace, or what I should say, this has the potential for a bearish retest, but I'm not necessarily leaning towards that. I believe that this is the disbelief phase where everybody's kind of counting out alts, expecting them to have another leg down, only that only that another leg down only that leg down never happens. And so I think that we're really at that last point before we could potentially see one more drop that takes us back down to this lower trend line before we do start to see some nice bull movement to come and follow inside of this market. I think that this is really just the lead up period where it's stealth mode. Nobody's paying attention to it. The volume is really what gets me excited about Ethereum. If we didn't have this kind of volume coming in here, I would be bearish. But the fact that we do have good volume coming in, we do have a short-term established uptrend that's happened. As long as we can hold support above this trend line and continue to go up in the cycle, there's really no reason to suspect that this will go for another leg down, especially because the fact we're like 94% down from all-time high, it's not as likely that we drop significantly lower from here. And so really what I'm going to be watching out for, I think that it's more likely that we're going to get one more drop down to this trend line that'll take us to about 180 bucks. I would like to see support hold there. If we start to dip within $180, then that's going to look more invalidated to this current market structure, and I would start to lean a little bit more bearish. But overall, things do look bullish in my opinion. I think that the market looks a lot more bullish than it does bearish. There is a lot of fear in the market because of the fact we have fallen 94% from all-time high, and this move in right here really doesn't look that sizable for most people. So the average retail investor is not looking to accumulate altcoins, they're looking to buy Bitcoin. And so with that being said, I think that now is a very, very excellent buying opportunity for these alts if you guys have the balls to actually go through and buy them, because it is very fearful right now. So last up on the list today is going to be Litecoin. Now Litecoin is honestly my favorite chart as far as market cycle symmetry because it shows the most established market cycle out of all of the alts. I think that with Litecoin's current setup, this is one of the alts that you're going to be able to count on for the next bull run more than any other one. Really what I look for in a market cycle is, like I said, symmetry. And what we see in Litecoin is perfect market cycle symmetry where you have a takeoff period. This is really the growth period where you have an established trend line, you have little short-term bubble periods that immediately get brought back down to this trend, and really this phase is slow uptrend and more accumulation than anything until finally you go into the blow off top, everything explodes, and it really leads us into this new paradigm phase. Now after the blow off top, we start the bear market back down. Now oftentimes what you want to see, and I'm actually going to pull up the Wall Street cheat sheet for this. Now what you guys are going to see is roughly the same sort of pattern. Now after we come back down after the retrace, we make these two stabs at support before we make one more final lower low, and that's roughly what we saw with Litecoin. Make these two stabs at support before we make one more lower low, and this is what takes us to depression. And what happens after depression is disbelief, and so this is the first rally out of there, and Litecoin is following that perfectly. And Litecoin is following that perfectly. And so really, this to me looks like the first leg up in a move before, we go up much higher from there. And so that's what I'm going to be watching out for with Litecoin. And so the fact that this has such great market symmetry, anytime the symmetry is higher, whether you're trading chart patterns, whether you're trading market cycles itself, the better the symmetry, the more probable of that outcome actually playing out in your favor. And so with Litecoin, like I've said, guys, I trade market cycles. I like to trade big picture market cycles and trends. And based off of a market cycle perspective, Litecoin is performing one of the better looking cycles that are out there as far as the altcoins. I mean, Ethereum did follow. And you're going to be able to see roughly the same sort of pattern here with Ethereum. But the relief rally in Ethereum was a lot less significant, which to me spells that Litecoin has the potential for a more sizable bull run on the upside. And so this is what I'm going to be watching out for with this. Overall, the fact that Litecoin and Ethereum are doing the same setup, because I mean, even with Litecoin being more impulsive, it's still the same as Ethereum. This is still just a little leg up. And what comes next is a more sizable leg up. I don't know how high it's going to get, but my guess is this next leg up should take us much higher, probably about to like 800 bucks. I think that we're going to start to hit some of these higher resistance levels that are up on the way up. Because, I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin did hit up here. I mean, Bitcoin in theory hit like $1,000 if this was Ethereum, right? And so Bitcoin cycle went clear up here, and so there's really no reason for me to think that these altcoins aren't going to follow Bitcoin and do the same thing. It's just that these altcoins are taking a little bit longer of a lead up period before that happens, and so this is what I'm going to be watching out for moving forward. This was my analysis with Bitcoin. Really, some exciting things are happening. We're right below resistance. As long as we can hold support at basically where we're at and break up above 11.5, then I think that that's going to spell imminent danger for the bears, because I think that we're going to hit my next target at about 16,250, and so we'll have a really sizable leg up in the next cycle. But that's what I'm going to be watching out for Bitcoin. Ethereum and Litecoin, same story, just a market cycle waiting to develop. Right now we're just kind of retracing from some of these highs. I think that we're going to get one more drop in the market. I think that Litecoin could potentially see us at about $70, and with Ethereum I think that it'll take us back down to about $180. So wanted to give you guys my analysis with just Bitcoin, and then taking two of the top alts as far as market cap, and giving you guys my explanation for kind of what I'm watching out for. Yes, there is a lot of fear with the market dropping, but guys, this is the best time you could be buying. As far as a market cycle perspective goes, this is literally the best time you could be buying if you weren't buying in here. So that's what I'm going to be watching out for. I'll keep you guys updated as follows, but I really just wanted to give you guys some content to really indulge in and help you guys to stay updated with things that are going on in the market. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for the support. I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.